This is the Rising Phoenix Dev, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Now, I'm a huge fan of Unity3D and I use it for most of my game development projects. So, one of my weakest points is level designing, and I'm quite sure that there's many people like me who love to make video games, who love to do development, but suck at level designs, especially in 3D. So, Unity has a nice little feature with terrains where you can import a raw file and then create your terrain height maps using that. So what we're going to do is we're going to find something on the internet, a image with a specific size, and we're going to turn that into a terrain to create a level. So, first off, I love the MandleBrot and Julia set fractals, so that's what I'm going to use. So let's see here. Julia set fractals. Go over to images, and let's go over the tools. We want a specific size. Exactly, we're going to go with 800 by 800 pixels. Alright, there we go. And we also want specific color. So let's go black and white, see if we can't find anything. Ooh, there's a few really nice ones. I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. And let's go with the classic. Ooh, that one's also nice. Alright, so what I'm going to do is click View Image on all of these. Because I'm wishy-washy and I can't decide. And then I'm going to save these to my desktop. Figure 15. Yeah, we'll keep that name. That's fine. We'll get this one. That name's fine. We'll save this one. Julia set of Julia. Fine. And this one's MandleBrot said, which is fine. I keep saying which is fine. We can't use that one, sadly. So we're going to delete that one. So we have 4 to choose from. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this in Paint, and I'm going to resize. And I'm going to resize it to 1025 by 1025. Maintain aspect ratio. And then save it. I'm going to do this for all of them. And I'll explain why here in a few moments. There we go. Resize. So when it comes to raw files, and when you're importing them as a height map in Unity, they require an offset from the standard file sizes. For example, let's say you go with, let's say you have an image at 512, then you add 1, so 513. It's base 2 plus 1. Did I resize this one? There we go. So base 2 plus 1. So 512 plus 1, 513, 1024 plus 1, 1025, so on and so forth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open these bad boys up in... We're going to open them up in Photoshop. There we go. So we have all of these. Let's just... Yeah, that's fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to save as, and we want Photoshop Raw. So we're going to click Save, turn off the interleaved order, so non-interleaved order, yes. MandleBrot's done Julia. Save as. Photoshop Raw. Save non-interleaved. And it does require black and white from every test I've done so far. It might work with other colors. I haven't really tested how many colors it actually works with, so I do apologize for that. But working in black and white, it's not a big deal. And you can also create your own custom images doing this method as well. But keep in mind, keep it black and white. You can also use grays. So now, raw, non-interleaved, there we go. And as soon as Photoshop's ready, close, no, there. So we're done with Photoshop. And we have our 4 raw files. And if you inspect the properties of a raw file, it actually doesn't tell you really anything besides the file size. And they're typically going to be larger. Let's see, MandleBrot was 3, so let's look at the original file size. 100 kilobits, or kilobytes. Alright, so now let's open up Unity. There we go. And we're going to create 3D object terrain. Bam. So I'm just going to zoom way the hell out. There we go, that looks about nice. Click on the little cogwheel for settings. Down here, import raw. And let's start with MandleBrot. So we want the depth to be 16 and width to be 1025. Height to be 1025. We'll keep the terrain size 500 by 600 by 500. Import. And we see this monstrosity here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change the terrain height. I'm going to go down to like 25. And because it's all white, it's a pain in the ass to see. So I'm going to add a texture. And I'm just going to do standard brown. There. Now we can see how this looks. As you can see, it's not perfect coming in. So what we'd have to do here is we'd have to smooth the height. And really you want to go in with fine and just bring it down. You know, really get in there. Make sure you get in close. Check to see what's sticking out, what's not. And you have your basics for a level design. Then you can go in and add other textures. Let's see. I'll just add a grass, just for the hell of it. There. So click on grass. And we're going to paint the texture. Would be able to, so on and so forth. Easy peasy. But let's take a look at some of the other ones. 1025, Control E, there we go, import. And then we have some interesting results where it digs it in the ground. So we can create valleys and everything else with it, which produces some interesting results. As you can see, it's kind of tiled here, and that's mainly due to the size, which we can actually fix. By changing the terrain width and height length. But we're not going to do that yet. Instead, we're going to take a look at some of these other ones, see what the results are from those. And we have this random weirdness. Import. And then we'll do set of Julia. which we can then smooth the height. I'm going to do it with a big brush. Just go right on through, smooth it out, get rid of the jagged edges, kind of make it look a little bit more natural. Same thing over here. There we go, that's looking nice. And just scroll through, spin it around, get in there. There we go. We can even play around with some of these, just kind of see what happens. Kind of changes the results a bit. Gets in places. There we go. I'm going to do a scatter now. Of course, it doesn't want to zoom quickly. There we go. It's going faster. Just kind of play with the results a little bit. There we go. And we got one more to do. And this one, I'm going to go with the star. Don't like that too much. Instead, I'll go with this. Kind of leave a few pointies up. There we go. That's looking not terrible. Like I said, I suck with level design, so you don't have to say, oh, your final product's gonna be beautiful. I know it's gonna suck, but it gives you an idea of what to do. Right there. Now, I can add some more textures here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add, let's see, let's add a winter grass. See, what else do we have here? I'm also going to do some cobblestone here. There. So now, what we can do we can start. And I guess a scene like this would probably be like a trade road or something going through a mountain. So instead, let me just paint over that real quick. Actually paint over everything, get rid of the green. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that road a bit more jagged, and we're going to lower this brush size. If Unity doesn't crash, there we go. I'm going to lower that brush size. Yeah, that looks about good. And I'll start off here. No, don't crash. Don't crash. There. There we go. Just a trade road that kind of hugs one of the mountainsides. And I'm going to have to fix that really quick. Lower that brush size. Change the brush. There we go. Then I'm going to change that brush to this. Kind of paint on. Kind of give it an interesting look. There we go. Because grass is resilient, it doesn't matter if grass is growing on the side or not. Grass likes to grow wherever the hell it wants. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Main thing I want to avoid is painting over my cobblestone here. Kind of get in there. Kind of gives that nice little blended effect too. I hear that's really good to do in the art world. I wouldn't know. Alright, that's looking nice. There we go. And again, don't really care about it being perfect or anything. There we go. Get that edge. Hit the edge. Hit the edge. And I really should turn up the opacity a bit, but I'm lazy and stupid. So we have rectified the lazy and stupid part. There we go. Kind of just go in and paint and cover up, make sure you fill in everything. This is really the boring part. I already showed you the most exciting part about this whole video, which is how to get everything all set up for this. I'm going to lower this brush size. There we go. Get this down in here. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of everything I have, which really isn't too much in terms of assets for creating a nice looking level. Most of the assets I have are more along the lines of 3D models and pre-made terrains and stuff like that. So I should pick up more asset packs strictly for designing levels now. There we go. And this is the most annoying part, just because I have that trade road hugging this. There we go. Looking good. And now I'm going to do this side here. At least where it's hugging the trade road. There you go. And really, what we can do is we can actually lower this detail. Detail resolution, determine separate patches of grass. Details, higher resolution gives smaller and more detailed patches. Let's go with 513. And paint texture again. That should make it so that it allows me to move faster because it's not calculating everything. There we go. And really what's causing me to have slowdowns with that much level of detail is my fucking i5 processor. I have the 2320, so it doesn't support up to more than 16 gigs of RAM, and this computer's maxed out with it. I'm also running the 1060 6 gig model. So I have the video capabilities, it's just I have a processor bottleneck. Which sucks sometimes, not too often. Like if I'm working with someone else's pre-made terrains, I don't have any issues because I'm not doing any of this. Instead, I'm just like, okay, now it's time to work with the models and do code with it. So do. There you go. Kind of covered up trade road a little bit there. There we go. Now I can work on going around this damn thing. Which isn't that nearly as bad as the other one. Or the other side, I should say. Because we're not having to worry about, oh shit, the trade road. There we go. As you can see, I don't really care too much about making mistakes and hitting the mountain. And we're just covering this, painting on, painting. Now, I've always thought, how the hell do level designers just have the patience and the love for doing such tedious work? I mean, I'm a big fan of Jazza and everything, and he's an artist. And even artists, wow, they deal with some ridiculous tediousness. I'm pretty sure anyone else would be like, oh, you're a developer, how can you just sit there and tediously write code? Because most of the time it's thinking. Like, okay, how do I solve this? I don't know. Time to Google through that shit. An artist, I've never really seen an artist stop drawing and go to Google and say, how the hell do I do this? There we go. Side number 1 complete. Now we do side number 2. There we go. Give ourselves more to look at. There we go. Don't really care about being super neat and tidy. There we go. I'm pretty sure you guys don't really want to sit here and listen to me babble on as I try to come up with something to talk about while doing this. So how about we go the good old-fashioned route of shutting up and just doing a speed through the rest of this. Yeah, I think the speeding through on the rest of it sounds good. So let's go ahead and do that.